It's the Fanatics Sports Hour. Join the crowd and feel the power.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome into the Pattison Ave Phanatics Show. I'm your host, Tom Kelly. It is the week of Super Bowl 59. With me, as always, my man, Mike Fuji.
What's up, fellas? 6 days, mission 59, coming fast. Get it here, not fast enough. Let's fire up. Let's dive in. Kansas City, we're coming. Mahomes, watch your ass. Let's go, Birds. What's up, fellas?
Yo, Alan, again, I apologize for sending food first. You can't follow that up. Anthony Cabbage also with us.
Dude, thank you. Thank you. As always, man, let's do this. Let's get into it. We got a lot to talk about. I mean, this is a big week. This is a big week. This is a big moment.
So there's a lot of guys, a lot of shows out there that are, I mean, like hardcore, like, let's break it down. I want to break it down. Right now. I kind of want to take a step back. Seeing as this is our fifth trip to the Super Bowl, now we're kind of getting used to this week of type deal here. Not trying to sound conceited, but I got a reason. With the Eagles making their fifth Super Bowl appearance, second in 3 years, and third in the last 8 years or so. We're going to get into the game. We're going to get into the hated Chiefs, the cursed Chiefs. But I wanted to go back in time a little bit, like maybe when you were a kid. There's a lot of people out there that Super Bowl memories are kind of real special to them. If you got a Super Bowl memory, Alan, and I'll start with you, and it's got to be a non-Eagles Super Bowl. Hail to the command, Vaughn Visay. Look. This segment is brought to you by Pine Forest Pedestals. Contact them on Facebook. Ask for Vaughn with the red beard, and that's the gentleman who just chimed in here. He's a Cowboys fan, yet he hail to the Commanders. Thank you, Norm. Norm, you're on point there with Pine Forest Pedestals. As much as I despise the team that Vaughn Visay roots for, he's a hell of a human being, and that's my buddy over there, Vaughn. Thanks for chiming in on this Super Bowl week. It's the only way you're going to get any kind of action, my friend. So give me, Alan, let's start with you. Give me one of your Super Bowl memories, but it's got to be non-Eagles. It could be anything. Anything under the sun.
Dude, the first thing that pops into my brain, Super Bowl, I can't give you the number, but Niners, Bengals, and the lineman breaks his leg.
Yeah, it was like 87, I think it was.
Right. And that is a vivid memory that is just like, oh my God, that happened. The next thing that pops into my head is the Steelers catch. I know Ben threw it, and he toe dragged to win the game. They're at like final seconds. Pittsburgh.
Antonio Holmes.
There you go.
Was that Pittsburgh, Seattle?
No, it was Pittsburgh, Arizona.
I'm sorry. Okay,
yeah,
Arizona.
Yeah.
That was the year they beat the Eagles in the NFC Championship game.
Yes.
If anybody remembers, was it Pittsburgh?
Seattle.
Yeah, no, I'm wrong. I'm wrong. Don't go with that. That was the game.
The Seattle-Pittsburgh was the year after the Eagles-New England game.
Right.
Super Bowl 40.
Right.
That was the most boring Super Bowl on the history of the planet, in my opinion.
No, one of the worst was when the Colts beat the Bears.
That was terrible.
Rex Grossman at quarterback for the Bears.
Oh,
one of my
Grossman. God.
One of my Super Bowl memories. It actually includes those damn Chicago Bears against the New England Patriots back in '85 when the Bears boat raced them and put up 55. That 55 number sounds familiar. I think the Eagles might have put that up last week.
Yeah,
or at least
watching. Norm might want to remind Norm in the back.
Thank you, defense.
Marshawn Lynch not running the ball in from the one. That's How do you not hand the football off?
The beast mode. The beast mode. He was Saquon on that year. He was just give it to him.
24 to 3. The 24-3 game when the Patriots came all the way back, and I think that was the year before. I think that was Super Bowl 51, if I'm correct. When they played Atlanta and they came back on Atlanta down 24-3.
Yeah. Dan Quinn was the head coach there.
Hey, and look at him now. What's that? Coach of the year, right? Dan Quinn.
Yeah.
So
he's sitting at home on the couch though.
This is true.
Yeah,
Dude,
Super Bowl
51. Can you feel the visceralness coming off of Fuji tonight? I like it.
I just
he's ready.
I just like to put whatever you want to call it. Put the dagger in. Just
all right, I'm gonna head out.
All right,
North.
Peace.
We'll see you in September.
We're going to see him in September, though.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, those
they're not going nowhere.
No, they're not.
Not at all.
Nope.
Hey, I'll give him. Had a hell of a year. Jaden Daniels, definitely the NFC Offensive Rookie of the Year.
By far.
Big time.
Okay. If you had to pick the Super Bowl and non-Eagles Super Bowl, because I think obviously we would pick Super Bowl 52.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think the best Super Bowl was, in your opinion? Like that you sat down and had to watch. I have one in mind, and unfortunately, it kills me to say it because two teams played in it that I absolutely despise. Ooh. And when the Giants beat the Patriots and destroyed their undefeated in the Super Bowl, that was a pretty good one to me.
That's
but if you
pretty special one.
If you had to pick like an overall Super Bowl that you were just like, man, that was pretty good.
David Tyree, the catch.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Not one of my favorite memories, but
oh,
I did want New England to destroy the Giants.
How about Buffalo missing the kick against the Giants on their first trip? The game that they should have won. Next three that they went to, they got killed.
The laces were in. They were in.
Yeah, dude, that was a heartbreaker. Because I wanted Buffalo to win so goddamn bad.
Nobody wanted the Giants. None of us wanted the Giants to win.
You know what I mean? It was a heartbreaker. I was like, dude.
Those four Buffalo losses were all NFC East teams outside of the Eagles.
Yes.
Right. Yeah. What was that? The Redskins once, the Cowboys twice, and the Giants once.
The Giants, Washington, Cowboys back to back, right?
It wasn't the Eagles' time back then. It just wasn't. I mean, they had the defense, they had the quarterback. They just didn't have all the other pieces you need, and a coach with a couple more marbles than Buddy Ryan because he was a little off his rocker.
Yeah.
Just didn't have the running game.
Yeah, and when they finally got Ricky Waters, it was a hair too late.
Oh,
it was a hair too late.
For what? What? Why am I going to read? Alligator.
They got Herschel Walker 92, and God bless Jerome Brown. He passed away.
Yeah.
Now, I need you to understand this. My man Justin McNulty, okay, Baltimore Ravens fan, stand-up football fan here, but. He's picked against the Eagles. He picked against the Eagles in all three playoff games. I believe all three playoff games or close to it. And he definitely picked against the Eagles in the NFC Championship game. So I told him the other day when I saw him, I think it was yesterday actually, I said, you gotta go Kermit. You gotta cheer for, you gotta go for KC. Because, the only way we're gonna be able to dethrone them is with reverse psychology. Okay, so right. Justin's going for KC. It's also an AFC team. You're a fan of an AFC team. So, oh Jesus! Here, whenever I see your name and a 9 and anything behind it, I know what we're talking about. 92 Cowboys versus Bills. What a beatdown! It was.
That's not a memorable. That's something everyone turned off and started watching something else.
And hard copy was on or something.
Yeah. Keep hanging your head on that, man.
Look,
how many years?
That's on that old VHS tape that you got to rewind
30
it's probably
years ago.
It's probably worn out by now.
Yeah, it's
Murder, She Wrote. That's another good one. Everybody flipped over to NBC or CBS and put on Murder, She Wrote. But
absolutely,
30-year anniversary of the Cowboys' last Super Bowl victory, last Super Bowl appearance.
Hey, it's making another 30 and beyond.
It's making another 30 and beyond. That's right. Well, look, and we were talking about this today at the shot. As long as Jerry Jones is around, we have nothing to worry about at all.
Dude, that fan giving Jerry Jones crap at the Eagles Dallas game, he did such a classy job in giving Jerry Jones hell. It was phenomenal. I want to give kudos to that guy for that. That was it was such a classy job done by him.
My man Vaughn had said that Jerry Jones he'll be dead soon. I said that son of a bitch's head will be in a cryogenic chamber telling you who to draft. He's living. He's like Walt Disney, dude. He ain't going nowhere anytime soon. At least that's what we can all hope for.
Oh man, fingers crossed. Fingers crossed.
Absolutely.
30 to 50 years.
Yep.
So now we've looked at maybe a favorite Super Bowl moment or one that pops into your head. The best, which was the Super Bowl was the best in your opinion. How about individual performance in a Super Bowl? If you had to, if you could think of something, it doesn't have to be like statistically the greatest performance in Super Bowl, but that's coming this week. Like if you had to pick, I think
my quarterback.
I think number 26. He's a couple of yards away from breaking Terrell Davis's. They're
winning. They're breaking the winner's record. He's going after the winner's record. He's here to win a Super Bowl and have the most yards in a total season. I mean, you're talking beginning to end total. That's the winners. That is the winner's record.
He's almost got it broken before he hits the Super Bowl. Terrell Davis did it in 2 Super Bowls. Like he's number 1 and 2, and Saquon's sitting at 3 right now. I think Saquon's going to have a just gigantic game. As long as the Eagles block with their elbows, there's no chance they could get called for holding, right?
Absolutely.
So they're just going to have to go block with elbows. But Brady's
bows, baby.
Brady's comeback.
Throw them bows, baby.
Brady's comeback versus Atlanta was that's right up there.
Dude, that was probably the craziest sporting event I ever saw because Atlanta dominated that first half, if I remember correctly, and then
it was total domination.
They couldn't and then the New England came out and dominated the second half, and that was it.
What was wild? I was at my buddy Sean Tolomeo's house, and they have a huge block pool every year. Every year, I mean, even if you don't go he has a huge Super Bowl party every year. A huge block pool, and everybody was laughing at me because like my numbers were nowhere near. And at the end of the game, I'm half in a bag playing beer pong because I don't give a shit who wins the game. And he comes up to me with $700. He was like, "You won the goddamn time." I'm like, "What? Did what?" Okay. So that was them nights where you go to bed and you're like you shudder to look at your bank account. I woke up with money falling out of my pocket the next day. It was like, oh shit. So that was a good Super Bowl in that regard for me. I'm gonna go with it's Super Bowl performance. I'm gonna go with a performer. And in 4 Super Bowls, this gentleman performed about as good as you can, and that's Joe Montana. And look, I don't cheer for other teams. I didn't even cheer for Joe Montana's 49ers. I just loved watching Joe Montana play football. And MVP of all 4 Super Bowls, 4-0 in Super Bowls. Look, Brady's the GOAT, but he had to dethrone Montana to be that. And, Joe Montana in Super Bowls is about as lock as you can get as like Jordan in the NBA Finals.
Yep, absolutely. Absolutely. I can remember my father forget that 49ers were down. Final drive of the game. Game's over. I can distinctly remember my dad telling my mom, "No, Joe's in." And they drive in the field, and score the winning touchdown, win the game. And
John Taylor.
there it is. Yep.
Yes,
Number
sir.
82, John Taylor. What is it? I think it was a post pattern. Whoop, whoop. Boom. Done.
I have a good friend of mine who he is the biggest Dan Marino fan you can ever meet in your life. And he and I are right around. Yes, he was. He and I are right around the same age. And where he kind of hangs me is if Marino had the weapons that Joe Montana had, maybe Marino would have a couple of championships and some records. I said, maybe the guys around Joe Montana made. Maybe Jerry Rice isn't necessarily Jerry Rice if he didn't start out with Joe Montana or John Taylor or Roger Craig or Brent Jones. Like maybe these guys aren't who they are because of Joe Montana. So or Dwight Clark, not Jerry Jones. Dwight Clark.
Yeah, I don't know about Jerry. I think Jerry. Right,
you know but, that's why I said maybe he wouldn't have been if he didn't start with Joe. But he was even with Steve Young. He was.
You're right. The career that he had, he was Jerry Rice in Oakland his entire career.
But his work ethic, I think he still would have been great. Right. I mean, running up them hills in California. Right. I wouldn't drive. I wouldn't drive up one of them hills, let alone try and run up one.
Right. Great, just without the rings. Right, the rings make him greater.
Come on, dude, McNabb losing it against the Patriots.
We're past that.
No, I asked. We are past that.
My bad.
But I did ask Super Bowl memories. And you know what was funny about that 2004 Super Bowl? It was 9 years after your last appearance there. So, and that was 21 years ago. So there's that.
Well, back
we've been to 3 and 7 years, right? 3 and 7 years.
Yeah. 3 and 8 years.
3 and 8? Okay.
17 to 25.
Super Bowl
right.
2018.
Super Bowl was 18. All right. That's fair. 7 years. Go ahead, Fuge. I'm sorry.
You're good. I was going to bring up Marino's rookie year when he went to the Super Bowl.
Right.
You had Mark Duper and Mark Clayton. And
Mark Clayton
went up against San Fran. And I mean, he had some, I wouldn't say they were top. Back then, they might have been top flight receivers, but,
he was also a rookie.
Yeah.
That's a big moment,
my thing is, I think Marino had the weapons. He just never had the running game, I don't think.
Okay.
Really around them.
Who was his running back?
I never got to see a lot of the Dolphins play, to be honest with you.
Well, not a lot of us did. He
had Irvin.
He had Irvin Fryer and a bit like a rookie Irvin Fryer, young Irvin Fryer.
Yeah. Yep. Hey, Irvin Fryer helped us out with Ty Detmer. Cool. No, yeah, Ty and Irvin Fryer, right? That's a pretty good year.
Rodney Pete.
Yeah, Rodney. Yeah. Oh man. All right, we could go down the rabbit hole of Eagles quarterbacks. Jesus,
I'll throw Jim McMahon when he came over from the Bears when Randall went down at 91.
Yeah,
so 92.
He came in 90, I think, but he stepped in after Randall, tore his ACL.
Green Bay game
in the opener.
Yeah. Give me the visor and everything. That was wonderful.
Yeah. All right. So like I said, we will get into this game ahead here. Halftime show. Too long, too short, or just the right amount of time? If you had Fuge, if you're giving your honest opinion on the halftime show, what do you think?
I mean, about Kendrick Lamar,
it's not making it up there, buddy.
I don't know.
Fuck you, Norm. Now, how could I be saying
you've been hacked?
How could I be saying I love the Chiefs if I'm sitting here talking with you guys? Alan, nice try though. Or not Alan, Norm. I was looking at Alan thinking it's your fault.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I got distracted. So, like I was saying, halftime show. Too long, too short, or just long enough?
Just long enough.
Yeah, what is it? A half an hour?
It's like 40 minutes.
Okay, but it's okay. I think it's fine. It gives them, it is the biggest game that they're going to play of the entire year. So give them an extended time, get their ish together, and formulate a game plan to either continue what you're doing or hell, this shit ain't working, and we got 30 minutes, 40 minutes to figure this out before we go back out there for another 30 minutes of nonstop football.
$20 since Taylor Swift ends up on stage. I could see that happen
with Kendrick Lamar.
They have a song together, apparently.
Well then there you go. Yeah, there you go. Okay.
Now I watched an interview. Tom Brady was on Colin Cowherd I think it was last week, and Tom Brady said that he used to, and I mean, what better guy to go to than the guy who's been to more of them than anybody else?
Absolutely.
He said he prepared for the Super Bowl like he was playing two games, which I think is kind of interesting. First half and the second half, and he treated them like they were two games, which, hopefully these guys can kind of figure out that, because there's that sweet spot in this game, I believe, where you don't get too up, you don't get too down. And you don't let yourself get too cold during this halftime show. I can't imagine like half of these guys are on bikes just trying to keep themselves warm, because it is a long delay. I personally feel they're a little too long, especially when our team happens to be in it.
If anybody wants to go back to the last time New Orleans held the Super Bowl, or hosted the Super Bowl, I should say, was when the Ravens played the 49ers, and the lights went out.
Yep.
The lights went out during the game for about 20 minutes.
Yep, I remember that.
2012.
I will lose every last bit of the mind that I have left if something like that happens.
Yeah.
All right, now, gentlemen, we are going to break down this game position by position. Which team has the advantage? And I'm going to mark it down. Norm, you could chime in because I have your name written down here. So you just comment in the comments. Let's start out with the elephant in the room, quarterback. What team do you feel has the best quarterback? I'll go first. I'm gonna give KC the nod on that one.
It's hard to argue that. But I think if Jalen can play like if Jalen can play the game he played in Super Bowl 22, okay. I know he had that fumble that cost us. If you go back and watch that game, he gets his face ripped off. All right. But yeah, with all that said, I still have to go Patrick Mahomes.
So I'll just put KC there.
We got to watch that guy. That guy is sneaky. He'll get flags thrown like crazy. We got to watch him.
Verge?
I mean, hands down, straight across the board, it's Mahomes.
Norm?
Can't argue it.
With or without the I'm pretty sure I know your answer to this one, but I have to do my due diligence. All right, so across the board, and like I said, Willie Guns had some stuff going on tonight, couldn't make it. Running back one, I'm pretty sure I know where this is going to go, but I will go first, and I'm going to put the Eagles for that one.
Absolutely. Yeah, by far. Saquon over, but Kareem Hunt is their number one, right? Is it Kareem Hunt?
And Isaiah Pacheco.
Pacheco, yeah. I guess Kareem would be their number one, but
right. Then yeah, I take Saquon all day.
Barkley, of course.
I realize that these ones were there's several of these that are probably easier in a good way.
Right.
So let's go wide receivers as a core. We won't break them down by, wide receiver 1, 2, and 3. We can just break them down as a wide receiving core. Pretty confident I can say the Eagles have the best wide receivers in this. They might have one of the best wide receiving cores in the league.
Absolutely. Yep. Yeah, absolutely. Now our major thing with that KC thing is just to be. We have to shut down Kelsey. If we can shut down Kelsey, we'll make Mahomes go other.
Tight ends next. We'll get there.
Okay.
Well, when you get into wide receivers, I mean, really, everybody knows who the Eagles have, but I mean, Kansas City, you got DeAndre Hopkins, you got Xavier Worthy, you got who would you say their third receiver is?
Kelsey. Kelsey's a third. I mean, that's who it is.
Rashee Rice.
Is Juju Smith still on the stupid team?
I believe he is.
I hate that guy. I hate that guy. Is he?
So what's your vote there, Fooch? Eagles or Chiefs?
Well, Eagles, of course, but I'm just, for everybody who's, not
Norm
tuning in.
It's nice to have a non-biased opinion here. So
no opinion on this subject.
No, I think he's typing.
Oh,
who's a sellout? All right, so that's a wash. We could put. You just wanted to put a WASH in there, so then I have to write down something that looks like, "Wow, this is absolute crap." Joe checking in. Juju is wide receiver number 3. So that would be KC's wide. Thank you, Joe. That would be KC's number 3. I'll put Wash in there for you. Vaughn, I don't know who's selling out. Vaughn, sell out. I know some sellouts. We'll get into that. Let's go tight ends. Now I'm going to get crushed for this. But I don't honestly feel that Travis Kelce, it's the same Travis Kelce that we played 2 years ago. I think he's lost the step. Mm-hmm. I mean, he's still got the great hands. He's still big but I'm going to go Dallas Goedert on this one. I know you people are going to tell me that I'm nuts, but I mean, look at the playoffs that Goddard has had. I honestly think he's clicking on all cylinders, and right now, as it stands, I think he might be the better of the 2 tight ends. Not by a long shot, like a lot, but
I think he's healthier.
No, I am not. I am not. Hold on, Norm. So let's put this up. So when this young man was drafted, Vaughn, you'll appreciate this. I made myself I made a promise to myself. I would never call him by his first name if I could help it. So DG is how I refer to that young man.
Yes, sir.
We just strike his first name like I'm TK, he's DG. We got the initial thing going. We're almost like brothers, actually. So
you could be.
not at all. So Alan, who are you picking out of the 2 tight ends?
I'm gonna, dude.
Very dangerous, Joseph. He's definitely still very dangerous.
Dude, it is who was that?
Joseph Verica.
Oh, that's my man, Joey V. Geez, I told him I'd give him a shout out. I hadn't gotten there yet, but I will. Don't worry, Joe.
It sounds like you just did. What the hell are you talking about?
There you go. There it is. Dude, Mahomes. Jesus Christ. What the hell are we talking about again? We got
tight ends.
Oh, Kelsey Goddard. There we go. Kelsey Goddard.
Excuse me.
Dude, you got to go longevity here over the careers, and Kelsey has just been all around better. As long as we can contain him, we'll be fine.
He's tough. He's tough. So
hit him hard, hit him often.
Gonna say Goddard's had some nice games, especially in the playoffs, but Kelsey's not the same Kelsey. But whatever it is, when it comes to playoff football, Super Bowl, the man steps it up, and you got to shut him down. Hopefully, Burks will contain him and shut him down come 6:30 Sunday night.
Burks with a little over help top from Cooper.
Right.
Double team him.
I want to hit on Kelsey like he put on Derrick Henry. That's what I want.
Oh, just smack that.
Norm, I'm assuming you're going Travis Kelce. We'll see here what our silent partner here says. Are we going down Scott or no?
Okay.
And I said his name. There you go. You got me to say his name. Okay.
Oh,
That's all right. That's all right. That's all right.
He tricked you, TK.
Yes, he did. It worked though. It worked. Did you really do that to trick me? I hope you did, scumbag. Let's go offensive lines. I kind of laugh saying that. So I think the Eagles, all the backups across the board might be better than a lot of the teams starting linemen in the league. Eagles for me for O-line.
Check it. Check the box.
Allen for you. Fuge.
Jeff Stoutland is undeniably the best offensive line coach
in the world, on planet Earth.
Yeah, possibly ever to do it. So, yes, Eagles offensive line.
When his mom popped him out, she said, "You're going to be the greatest offensive lineman coach ever.
Mm-hmm. You're going to teach boys how to smash them in the face."
Eagles for North. Not even a question. Defensive line. I got to give it to the Eagles again. That's, I know I sound like a homer, and we're going to sound like homers because we're homers.
Yep. We're reasonable. What props are due, and
we're reasonable. We're reasonable thinking human beings, and I mean, I don't. They have one.
Go ahead. No, go ahead. I didn't mean to cut you off.
They have one D lineman, whereas the Eagles have an entire D line, just about.
Well, yeah, and guys to rotate, and yeah, I mean, yeah,
but
much younger dude. I think in every defensive position besides Slay from 2 years ago, we are tremendously younger. Yeah. Where KC is not on the offensive side. They're older, except for maybe Xavier Worthy, right? He's a young kid, but besides that, they're all aged up, man. So our young defense versus an aged offense, I think gives us the benefit of the doubt there.
Norm goes Eagles as well. Booge, go ahead.
I'm going to say Eagles, but I'm going to really say this. Kansas City, here's the thing. Eagles led the league in sacks 2 years ago in the regular season. Did not get to Patrick Mahomes once. Now, in order to beat him, you're going to have to get to him some way. Either the guys on the edge or Jalen Carter, Milton Williams, Jordan Davis are going to have to play their asses off the game of their lives to get them. You're going to have to get the Mahomes.
Yes.
I mean, Brandon Graham was lucky to get the Tom Brady in Super Bowl.
Yes, he was.
Just once.
I don't know who it is. I forget which side of the line is. I'm not sure it's Jordan Davis or Jalen Carter. One of them is playing against a backup guard. So that could be a mismatch we need to keep an eye out for. I was reading something about that earlier today. I can't remember which, but they have a replacement guard in there who's been playing as guard for majority of the season, but he doesn't necessarily play guard.
Right.
So you get these young kids against them and get a little mismatch there. That could be pressure up the front, which I think for Mahomes, I think we need to contain the outside. So the pressure up the front might be a problem for us because that allows him to start running around and
that's your edge rushers to contain and don't over pursue. Do not over pursue.
Yep.
I really don't want to throw this in here, but here's a fact that Patrick Mahomes versus Vic Fangio's defense is 8-0.
Not this defense. Not this defense.
Nah, but I'm just
Fangio. Yeah.
Yep.
Wow.
Yep.
I wish you didn't throw it out there, but it's definitely necessary for this conversation.
Calling it straight down the middle.
You gotta.
Yep.
I appreciate that. So let's go to the linebackers. Now we're kind of getting into some interesting stuff here. Fuge, I'm going to start with you on this one. Out of the Chiefs and Eagles, who has a better linebacker core?
I would have to definitely say the Eagles. I mean, Zach Bowen has played lights out. N'Kobe Dean up until the injury. Burks has stepped in since N'Kobe Dean went down. And, it's just, they're just going to have to, Mahomes can, the magician that the guy is. I mean, he does have some weapons on that offense that I don't think Kansas City's really getting credit for.
So Norm says the Eagles.
Mahomes, it don't matter. Mahomes can just dump it off to check it. The guy's a magician. You can't take it away from him. It
sucks. Look, I guess a guy like him, at least Brady was like I don't know. It's just different, man. Mahomes is like LeBron. I hate it.
Yeah, he takes the flops. He runs out of bounds. You barely put a hand on him. He throws his head back, throws his body into the ground.
He'll kill you with his legs,
dude. Yep. He's so quick. He's so quick to almost fake slide, but then put his butt on the ground so it looks like he slid and gets whacked. Like the guy is shifty, and we got to be watchful for that.
Well, so who are you picking linebackers wise, Alan? Eagles or Chiefs?
Dude, I don't know much about the Chiefs linebackers. I know our linebackers are solid. I wish Nakobe Dean was healthy and going. I believe Brandon Graham is going to be back, which is a big lift. So I'm going nuts. I'm going Birds.
So we got Birds across the board for that one as well. How about your defensive backs?
Oh,
as a unit.
Straight up Birds. Straight up Birds. I'm not even going to entertain that any further. Yeah, straight up Birds. You got two of the best rookie, one of the best rookie corners and one of the best rookie safety slot nickels, wherever you need them to play that I've ever seen. They're rookies, dude, and they're all pros.
That's disgusting.
They're amazing. Then you have on the other side of the field, you have experience. Darius Slay, Gardner Johnson. It's just experience. And Gardner Johnson, by the way, isn't that old. What is he, 26, 27? Nice young man out there running around smashing people. So, yeah, that's us. It's Birds all day. Birds all day. Blue tent, yeah. Well,
Norm,
he comes out of that blue tent. He plays pretty damn well.
Yes, he does. What are you saying as far as D-backs, Fuge?
I would say the Eagles, but I think they're just going to have their work cut out as downfield. I mean, you're going to have to contain Hunt. Pacheco, if he gets out, don't matter. The guy can catch the ball, run it. Hopkins, Xavier Nady. He's got Kelsey. I mean, there is some weapons on Kansas City that a lot of people really ain't giving credit for.
True. I mean, you get the homer.
It's going to come down to Reed against Fangio, and it's going to come down to Kellen Moore against Spags. So
Waz checking in. Good evening, Waz. How you doing? Good to see you, brother.
No tattoos yet on there? Are they growing back? We getting there? All right, keep going.
I heard he bleached his asshole too, but he didn't want to show us that one.
Oh yeah.
Anyway.
No one needs to see that. No one needs
special teams. What are you guys thinking on special teams?
Dude, if we're talking kicking game, I got to go Kansas City.
Anyway,
I mean, Jesus, I've said it 3 weeks now. I'll say it again. Jake for the make went for Jake for God's sakes, and I hope it does not come down to a damn field goal. I really hope it doesn't.
Especially now.
If it comes down to a field goal, it's been nice knowing you guys. And Norm, just see if somebody can help you slide my body out to the curb, and they can pick me up with the trash tomorrow, that Monday morning. Because I'm going to need it. Because I will have a fucking heart attack right on the spot. My ticker will not be able to handle this game coming down to a few seconds left. And Jake Elliott.
Field goal? No, hell no. God almighty.
I'll cry.
I hate.
Yep.
I do got work.
Joe Barrica, I'll run right through your front door if that's what it comes down to. There you go.
What's that?
I said, Joe Varick, I'm going to run right through your front door if that's what it comes down to.
Is he he's not a Chiefs fan, is he?
No. He is a Giants fan who is having a Super Bowl party, who I had to reach out to. He's a very, very good friend of mine. I had to reach out to him and say, first off, have I ever watched a not a Super Bowl, an Eagles game at your house? And secondly, who the hell are you rooting for? And he let me know. He let me know I'm safe. He's rooting for the Birds.
Okay.
And
NFC
and obviously Saquon and the whole deal. So yeah, so we're safe. We're gonna go over and so yeah.
And I'd like to put this out there. There are the people that there's an NFC East brethren.
Mm-hmm.
Unfortunately, as much as we Eagles fans to try to get into that, we get shunned a lot because of the scumbags that are some Eagles fans.
Right.
And it's like the Giants and the Cowboys and the Commanders don't necessarily want to let us in. They know they have to, but they don't want to. They don't. It's like, so like if Dallas was in there, would you? What did I tell you guys before? No. If Dallas was playing in the Super Bowl, I would root for ISIS over the Dallas Cowboys. Okay, but some people, they're like, "Hey, that's in my division, NFC East. I'm going to cheer for them." So it sounds like your buddy Joe here might be an NFC East guy, and I can respect that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh no, we are like the minority of all fan bases. We are just not. We're not high on a lot of people's lists, and so all right. So real quick, I want to get into that. I want to get into that, but real quick, there is a lot more E's on this list than anything else.
Let's go.
I'll just leave it at that. But the most important position is all KC from all of us. So I guess we'll see what happens.
Let me, like I touched on before, you gotta have phenomenal chess match going to go on both sides of the ball. You got Fangio going up against Reed, and you got Kellen Moore going up against Dave Spagnuolo.
Spags. Everybody loves Steve Spagnuolo, man. He is a God. He's got 4 Super Bowls himself as a D coordinator.
Yeah.
So it's going to be. You want to talk about like a chess match? I don't know.
Does he have 3 with Kansas City or 2?
I thought it was 2 with KC, but I could be wrong.
2 with the Giants and 2 with KC.
That's
right.
Right.
I mean, he was the one that laid the blueprint on how to beat New England twice.
Yes, he did. Yes, he did. Andy Reid, the Eagle Killer. Okay, Norm, that's enough out of you now. Let's put that back real quick. But yeah, so when it comes down to this game, when it comes down to just the matchup, just watching these two teams go at it, Jalen Hurts has the opportunity as one mistake from his previous appearance in a Super Bowl that he has to clean up. One fumble. That he doesn't make that fumble, this might be a totally different conversation. But
you go back and watch that. That dude got his face ripped off on that play. I know he put the foot, and they didn't call the penalty. But you go back and watch it. He gets his face ripped off on that play when he puts that football on the ground. But but you're right. We're still that one play away, that one turnover away. If we can secure the ball like we have done throughout the playoffs, knock on wood, we're safe. We got this thing.
Yes, I agree with that. Let me ask you guys a question. Do you feel like this game is going to be close?
I think it's going to be closer than we like, but I see the Birds by 10. I don't know I can't give you a final number or anything like that, but I say Birds by 10.
Overtime Super Bowl, God, fucking.
Oh God, I hope not.
The line's still 1.5. Now, the way I look at this, if the Eagles play the way they've been playing, I mean, because everybody brings up the fact that KC has experience. They've been there. They're going for their 3rd in a row. The Eagles have experience playing them in this game. So there's a lot to Spags won 1 with the Giants, 3 with KC.
Okay. Very good.
So if they play, and like right now the Eagles are rolling.
All right.
You know, they've just gotten strong, and just like in 2017, they just got stronger throughout the playoffs. And you're going to need a game like you had against Tom Brady in 2018, 2017, whatever you want to say.
Yes.
But if the Eagles play like they've been playing, I don't know if KC can stay on the field with them. The only thing that's keeping them on that field is Pat Mahomes and Andy Reid. I mean Spags too, but yeah. There's too many things you got to stop. Yeah. There's too many ways. You know, death by 1,000 cuts, basically.
Absolutely. Dude, if our defense comes out and plays the way they've continued to play and the way they played last week, if they come out and play with that intensity and that drive, and they can force 1 or 2 turnovers, key turnovers, that can change everything. Last week, 4 turnovers, 4 touchdowns, right? I know Patrick Mahomes, I think, has 11 picks, something like that. So he throws them. He's not as careful with the ball as sometimes we think. But you know, we need pressure, and we need hit them a lot.
I think you're going to have to just run roughshod with Barkley.
Yeah,
I mean, you're just going to have to. You can't afford.
I like this guy, Allen. Keep him on the payroll.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I mean, to me, you're basically just going to have to score touchdowns every possession, because
you're going to have to.
I mean, you can't. You ain't going to be able to afford field goals and not expect Mahomes or Kansas City not to score.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Hey, no, they're going to get their points. They're definitely going to get their points. But I mean, I think if our defense just comes out and plays the way they have and hits people, right? They grip them up, they punch the ball out, they keep doing what they've been doing,
like they did to Washington.
Yes, they just keep playing their game. They're going to be good.
Well, I mean, that's part of their deal all year has been discipline. So hopefully they can continue. They can continue with that trend.
And you can't turn the ball over, and the refs can't be throwing stupid flags for KC.
Well, that's Norm's biggest thing is that's going to happen.
Yep.
So we're going to have to play against the refs. This Chiefs team, I think actually, Joe, I actually said this earlier today. Before we got on the show, he actually thinks Barkley gets over 200-yard rushing and maybe breaks Timmy Smith's rushing record. I think the same thing. I don't know if they're going to be able to stop him. And I mean,
his ability to the offensive line, and when they know they're pushing and they know they're going forward, and everyone knows it's a run, you get it all the way across the field. AJ Brown's out there blocking down the field. Devontae Smith's down there blocking down the field. Everyone's blocking. And Saquon, dude, we already know almost every game he's broken one 40-plus yards.
Now Waz is saying KC will assume that for Saquon and cover him tight. Every team this season has assumed that for KC. Much better defenses than the Chiefs, the Eagles have played, and Saquon's ran all over them. The problem is they can assume that all they want. If you try and stack the box, they are going to torch you with their receivers over the top. Dallas Goedert. It's all right. Now I'm saying his name every time. All right, you got me. I suck.
He got
all right, let me throw this stat at you guys. Kansas City run defense last 6 games, 146.5 rushing yards per game allowed, 5.8 yards per carry, 1 rushing touchdown per game allowed.
That's over the playoffs.
Oh, yeah. Well,
that's over the playoffs. 146 yards. Saquon could have that by the end of the third quarter. Saquon and this offense because now it's not only Saquon, right? You got to. We got 3 running backs: Barkley, Gainwell, and yeah, like stack the box, run them all. You never know who Hurts is going to turn around and hand the ball off to.
And that's,
so you never know who's going to smash you in the mouth.
I know who's going to smash you in the mouth. One of them 300+ pound rhinos in the front.
Absolutely.
Who's blocking for these guys back there.
Absolutely.
Let's go back to the Eagles' 3-headed monster in 2003. Brian Westbrook, Deuce Staley, Carell Buckholder.
Yes. Carell Buckholder, man, in my book, doesn't get enough credit. I love that guy. If he could have stayed healthy, he would have had one hell of a career here in Philadelphia.
Just run rough,
guys,
smash mouth football.
That's what it's going to have to be. And I mean, the Eagles are built for that.
And control the clock. Control the clock. Keep Mahomes sitting his ass on the bench. Keep him on the bench. Do what we do. Run the ball, run the clock.
And Super Bowl 59 MVP will be Saquon Barkley.
I think the Super Bowl. I have to agree. I can't.
Everybody get on the Saquon train because just run rough shot.
Really, they're going to make. If I'm the Eagles, you're stopping him before I do anything. Before I even look at my playbook. I'm sending you 2 vanilla runs right out of the gate, and you better stop them because if you don't, it's going to be a really long day for you guys.
Yes, it is. Hey, absolutely. I agree.
Run right at him and wear that defense down and see those big-ass size 50 tree trunks just hauling ass down the field down the sideline.
Dude, Casey has a problem with that middle ISO, right? That middle run, that middle ISO, boom, right at the gut.
Right.
And they have a problem bread and butter, too.
Exactly. So, there you go. Run it right at him.
So let me ask you guys a question here as the show's kind of winding down here before we get into our predictions, which so awesome to do a show where you're making predictions on the Super Bowl, which I think is I think it's great. The Chiefs had a better record this year than they did 2 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
More wins, but is this Chiefs team as good as the Chiefs team from 2 years ago?
Fuji?
I don't know. I mean, their record may speak for itself, but I think they squeaked out a lot more games this year than they did 2 years ago.
Yeah.
I mean, Carolina had them on the ropes just about 6 weeks ago, and hopefully they just couldn't deliver the knockout blow, but no,
Waz has to jump the guns with predictions. I respect it though.
I think that Chiefs team 2 years ago was just.
Yeah, dude, I don't think they're as good as they were 2 years ago.
They didn't scare me 2 years ago.
Yeah,
they don't scare me at all now.
Like I said, I mean,
I'm more afraid of the refs, like Norm says. I am way more afraid of the refs than I actually am of the Chiefs.
Yes, exactly. I'm afraid of the calls that they're going to get, and the calls we're not going to get. You know,
right.
Fuck you. But yeah, I'm not. No, they're not as good as they were.
You got a dirty mouth. You got a dirty mouth and a beautiful set of eyebrows.
Oh man!
I mean,
there again, eyebrows.
Houston had that Kansas City team on the ropes and just got basically ass fisted.
Yeah. Dude, Buffalo got the first down. Okay, Buffalo got the first down.
Right? They did. Yeah,
but they didn't.
We should be going against the Bills so that we can get the sweep of the NFC East beating the Buffalo Bills in the Super Bowl.
Yes.
However,
yes.
Sorry, I said that.
So did the Raiders, and guess what happened? All right. That's true. It's true. So it's prediction time, fellas. It is prediction time, and I will save mine for last. Alan, I'm going to let you go first on this one. Philadelphia Eagles, Kansas City Chiefs, Super Bowl 59. 6 days from today, they'll be 3 hours into that 4-hour game that the world watches. What will be the final score in about 6 days and 1 hour from now?
Birds 35-24.
Okay. Mike Fuji, what is your prediction for the Philadelphia Eagles Kansas City Chief rematch in the Super Bowl?
Birds 30, Chiefs 23.
I respect both of your score choices. I don't think it's going to be as close.
I hope not.
I'm hoping I'm right. It's about to be homer time. Birds 38, Chiefs 20.
Love it.
I don't think it's close. Tony Romo tattoo. Was what are you talking about over here? We're giving our heartfelt predictions. You're coming out with Tony Romo. If the Eagles lose, you're getting a Tony Romo tattoo. Will you stop? Your wife is going to never let you watch the show again.
just pick a butt cheek and just if you're gonna do it. Yeah.
A Tony Romo tattoo. No, now what I plan on doing, win, lose, or draw, I'm getting the old school Eagle holding this. I have a shamrock on my left leg, and I'm getting that old school Eagle holding that shamrock like it holds a football.
Beautiful.
And if they're lucky enough to win on on Sunday, I'm going to get the years for both Super Bowls on that tattoo as well. I think.
There you go.
Let them eyebrows do. Let's get him a second time. You're gonna take his stubble. Is that what you're gonna do right now if the Eagles lose? I'm not. Oh, what? Yes, yeah.
Oh, they want to take yours, bro. They want to take yours again.
No, he's talking about getting the old school Eagle holding the shamrock on my leg.
Wow.
None of you wanted to say Mike Fuji, warm deal. Nobody's getting my eyebrows. None of you scumbags are getting these eyebrows. No matter how hard you try.
We'll keep going at it.
Nor might get you if you pass out on Sunday night.
You know what? I'd be more inclined to shave my eyebrows if the Eagles win than if the Eagles lose.
Well, there you go.
Because I'm going to be on another planet if they win. So you got a way better shot of talking me into because the Eagles win the Super Bowl. I'm drinking a bottle of something in the face after that game. After drinking 30 beers watching the game. So you better believe you have much better chances. You might even get them willingly. I just take them.
Just look for your eyebrows first thing when you wake up.
It's going to be terrible.
And if they're gone, Tom, we'll get you those those tattoo Johns.
We'll get you that pencil line at the.
Yeah. You can just pencil them on.
And then I'll be at the parade if the Eagles are fortunate enough to win. I got some bougie ass Clippers. I'll be there.
Are you guys coming down for the parade?
Are you breathing right now? Does bears shit in the woods?
I guess they do.
We'll do what we can.
Well, you could do whatever you want. I will fucking be there. I won't be taking a plane. I'm just not gonna. I will plane, trains, automobiles, whatever I need to do. I will do it to get down there if they were fortunate enough to win. Alan, that's why I said if they're fortunate enough to win, and you're thinking about going, and you park at your normal train station that you do, I'm sleeping at your house the night before. We're getting wrecked, and then we're going down for the parade the next day.
Yes, sir.
Like how I invite myself over to your house
right now, dude. I'll call out right now. I'm not coming in. I'm not coming on Thursday.
Tom, you mentioned something about going live down from the parade.
100%, and I think if I would like to say that now, if the Eagles are fortunate enough to beat the refs on Sunday, then You're fired.
The refs and the chef.
Norm is my boss. I'll have to pretend that I'm sick.
Yeah.
Call out. Normie's calling out. Just to let you
I
know.
mean, as good a friend as Norm is of mine, I don't think he would deny me that. I'll play the sympathy card too. After the year that I've had, you would deny me that.
Oh.
But yeah, it should be a really good game. I'm hoping for PTO denied.
There you go. Oh, done.
After we beat the refs and the chefs.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Is Tommy Guns okay? What do you mean, Tommy Guns? Is that what you're saying? Is Willie Guns okay? Will's good. He had some stuff going on. He couldn't be on the show. Tommy Gun, that's from Rocky. But we'll let you slide. We'll let you slide, Roz.
Tommy the Machine Gun.
Tommy the Machine Gun, where he gets uppercutted into a septibus.
Yes, sir. Bam.
Sue me for what?
Right. Go ahead, Punk. Touch me, and I'll sue.
That's it. They're hit.
I'll go. I will go toe to toe with Rocky knowledge with any human being on planet Earth. I'll put my knowledge just up there with anybody else's.
Oh, don't even. Not me.
But I completely agree. Night was. So listen. With that said, we gave our predictions. This was our pre. I would like to say something real quick before we jump off the air. This day, 7 years ago, is where if he dies, he dies. Is where my idea for the Pattison Ave Phanatics. I was fortunate enough to sit in on the 4th and John show. At the time, they were running their show up in Trevose, out of New Media Studios, before they went to Wildfire Radio, before they kind of branched off and did their own thing. And I reached out to E-Rock, and I asked him, I said, hey, I'm looking to start my own show. You guys have one of the best Eagles podcasts in the city. I would love it if you guys gave me an opportunity to sit in on it. They did. We never looked back. And the Pattison Ave Phanatics show is officially 7 years old today, because it was the Monday. It was the Monday in between the NFC Championship game. And the Super Bowl.
Love it.
So
glad to be a part of it, Tom.
It's come a very long way. I would love to shout out everybody over at 4th and John, Gail Saunders, Eric E-Rock Emmanuel, Prime, Mike Strapoli, Dustin Troxel. There's Evan. There's many more. There's many more names over there too that I'm sure that I'm not remembering. I would like to shout out also the guys over at Wildfire Radio. My man John Crichton, 215 Live, the Philly Press Box Radio Show with Jim Chetchesko and Bill Furman. Just all these top notch Philly sports podcasts out there. When I had the idea for this show and to do something that I was passionate about, that I believed in, I didn't know what it was going to be. I didn't know if anybody would care or not. But it's obvious there's people out there that are just like me, the Pat Bernards, the Paul Spencers, the Mike Fujis, the Alan Andrukavages, the guys who that just breathe this. Norm seen something in me and in this show, and now we've teamed up together, and it's come a long way in 7 years. There's every host that's been on the show brought their own energy and brought something. And everybody that's been a part of this show, and I'm ecstatic, and I have less than a week to possibly see, this team do it again. And I mean, Christ, 80% of my wardrobe is Eagle stuff, so I'm kind of hoping they do, so I can wear it. Right. I'll wear it with pride anyway, but it'd be nice if they won the Super Bowl kit. But with that said, for Willie Guns, for Alan Andrukavage, for Mike Fuji, I'm Tom Kelly. This is the Pattison Ave Phanatics Show, and we're out of here.
Go Birds!
Go Birds!
Turn on the sports show tonight. TK's got the energy right. Willie Guns take us to the fight. Pattison Ave rocking in the night. It's the Phanatics.